Welcome back to the Road to Nationals. Today we're looking at Scale 1. From a recent video, I compared the value of a fully maxed out vehicle on points, which was the Gelande II, to a low point but highly capable vehicle that qualifies. If you watched that video, you will recall we had something like, I think we lost 5 different pieces off that car, plus a bunch of scratches on the attempts that we got. It was awful. I've decided I've got a really nice platform here for Scale 1. What I wouldn't mind doing is getting better than -4 on the handicap scale points. And that's where I started thinking, well, what about the Gladiator? Because we actually have some trail tools and jerry cans and max tracks included already. I've got space in the rear for a spare wheel as well. So we start to add up on the scale points, and I was thinking, well, gee, this might be worth considering. It's half a wheel longer, basically. There you go. So that's not a huge difference. And you might recall, if you haven't seen it, I did a JLU versus Gladiator video, which you can see here. We saw that they were similar. This thing without any mods performed similarly from memory to this thing with just a little bit of modification, which was largely brass in the front and heavier weighted wheels. Well, today I've got actually fairly stupidly heavy weighted wheels that you wouldn't usually want to use in a comp. These are nearly around 250 grams a corner, these wheels, and they're running the trenches. And the foams are very firm. I need to do something about this, but just while I'm testing vehicles, we're going to use the same wheels on both rigs. This thing is fairly stock. This is the JLU. But to make it Class 1 legal, we can't use the dig. So I'll show you what I've done there real quick. It's got high and low, which we can keep, but dig, I've set up so that it moves a little, but it doesn't do anything. So it's always in 4-wheel drive, there's no overdrive. We are Scale 1 legal. Problem 1. Now, I've never driven this on any of my 6 problems. I don't know if it's even going to be able to do them. So we're going to find out together here. That's a good start. I'm happy with what I'm seeing. It's predictable. Yes, it struggled a bit. I think we could use probably softer foams. And here with a wheel drop down could be disastrous, but she's quite planted, even though I think we just have 2 wheels on rock at the moment, and then it caught itself. Not the most nimble of cars in this configuration, but certainly it's stable enough. I mean, look at that side hilling. That's a lot better than anything else I've come up with so far. So that's problem 1, good enough. It might be falling off towards us, I'm not sure. Let's see. Oh, there's the fall. That's alright, that's useful info. That Gelande II with its 4 pins underneath, my goodness. Getting the pins out is easy enough, but without needle-nose pliers, long-nose pliers, when you're out in the field, oh boy. I don't frustrate easily, but gee, that was a frustrating day. Anyway, we're having some trouble here because we're resting on the skid, or maybe the lower right link. Yeah, I'm not sure whether this will be better or worse than the longer wheelbase Gladiator. Certainly it'll get hung up more easily. It'll have a worse breakover angle. That's the angle between the axle and the center point in the middle of the vehicle. Oh, there you go. Line choice is always important. And we still have, yep, stock springs. So everything's stock apart from these wheels so far. And I guess if I decide to go with this thing, I've got some decisions to make with equipment. Problem 2 done. Okay, problem 3 is unlikely to be doable, but I've never tried it. Maybe it will be. Not from this angle though. I'm a big fan of these axles. universal joints in the front, just making a decent steering angle quite possible. Very good. There we go. Huh, look at that, done. Even though it's not giving us the problem, it certainly does this part easier than the JLU did. In fact, what it just did there, most crawlers can't do, even though we didn't finish. Just getting up like it just did. There are benefits to this long wheelbase. But my goodness, there's some long rear links, aren't they? The wheels I'm using are those 250 gram wheels, the brass beadlocks you can get from AliExpress and wherever else. You might look at this as a review of their capability. Given this is a stock vehicle, it really gives it gives the vehicle stability that just wasn't there. Like in problem 3, I could just pop it up before. That was pretty nice, I must admit. And we're falling up. Come on, Craig. These are pretty firm foams. They're just the ones that came with the trenches from Proline. I've never minded their stock foams too much. But you can see, I mean, there's no deformation here on the front. It probably could do with something. I'll get to that. Oh, that was so close. This could just come down to line choice, as it so often does. There we go. Still gone too far. But if we're going to do it, it's got to be while we're up here. No! Oh, we were so close to being done. I don't think there's any rescue in this one. What a bummer. We nearly had problem 4. That was impressively close. And to think I wasn't sure if we'd be able to use these 6 problems as a testing ground. What a capable machine this thing is. I'm pretty happy with it. Sketchy as this is for clearance, it's going to do it. These heavy wheels may not always make sense, but they're certainly working here, aren't they? Just get it to fall a bit. There we go. Yeah, alright. Comfortable enough, honestly. We might stay further over. There you go. Alright. Now, as long as I don't fall back into that hole, which is still possible. Yeah, if we use this truck, we're going to need a different ESC at least. I want better drag brake. This is where portals are helping, but the small diameter tyres certainly aren't. We want to be over... Oh, that's too far, Craig. No! And we're in the hole. Ooh, rescue. I'm just going to watch from here. Alright. So we did problems... What do we get? We got 1, 2, 3 and 5. Well, I'm pleased to say, as challenging as the Gladiator was on the 6 problems here, I think we only got problem 5 done completely. It actually has made my decision very easy. The SCX10 III JLU is coming with me to Nationals. This is my new Scale 1 vehicle. So my next job is to now deck this out with as much as I can with points.
And so that's exactly what I did. We took a knife to this thing, from the hood to the doors to the rear pan to the roof. I took this thing from start to finish. You see an antenna there as well. We've got some scale tools on the back. We've got the sand ladders on top, winch, license plates, antenna, the whole thing. So we managed to get our score down to -13 of a possible -24. That score comes off my attempt for every single run. So the smaller that number, the better. And with that, we're ready for the East Coast Crawl Fest. Next video, I'll catch you there. We'll have a look at the Scale 1 first. I didn't actually do a lot of filming in this at this competition. I actually just spent the time enjoying it, and I found participating in 6 out of 7 classes, I didn't really have the time to film. But I got a couple of my runs done with the help of my wife and 1 or 2 others. And I'll tell you the whole story.
Throw me a like if you found this interesting. Thank you so much for joining me for this chat, and I'll catch you again on the Road to Nationals right here on RC-TNT. Thanks for watching.